love, and light, and welcome to Mental Health with Dr. Makeda. In this segment, we're going to discuss the dimensions of mental health and ways to support that. And for those who are Patreon members for 3 Layers of Wellness, you will get a bonus clip of how you can use your mental health to support your ability to manifest everything you want in your life, because it's so important. And I'm going to tell you exactly how to use that. All right, so let's dive right in. Let's start with defining mental health. To simplify it, mental health is just the well-being of your mind, right? And we're going to go into the 4 dimensions of mental health that include your emotional, cognitive, social, as well as your sense of meaning and connection to purpose. All of these go in to make up your mental health. All right, so let's go ahead and dive into those 4 dimensions of mental health. So let's start with number 1, emotional, right? This is the one that we all think about. This is our mood. Are you feeling happy, grateful, joyous? Are you feeling anxious or sad, depressed, and moody? Are you having mood swings, right? Another part of our emotional aspect of mental health is our emotional intelligence. How well are you able to identify the emotions that you're experiencing, right? I know for a lot of us, it's like, oh, I'm angry. Well, anger is only a secondary emotion. There's always something underneath anger. Are you able to identify, oh, by my heart racing, this means that I'm angry, or I'm anxious, or I'm excited? What does that mean? Are you able to identify what emotion you're experiencing and understand why? So that's emotional intelligence. And then another aspect of our emotional well-being is our coping skills. When you're experiencing an undesirable emotion, how are you responding to that? Are you avoiding it by avoiding maybe social situations, or drinking or using drugs to avoid that emotion, or binging on Netflix, or binging on food, or binging on people, right? What are you doing? How are you responding? Are you taking that deep breath, right? Are you going to meditate? Are you going outside for a walk? Are you taking a nap? How are you coping with those emotions? So those are the things that go into our emotional dimension of mental health. Second dimension is cognitive. And this is all about your brain functioning. How well do you think? How well do you learn? How's your memory, right? How good are you at problem solving? Are you creative, innovative? All this goes into your cognitive functioning, right? A third dimension is social, right? Are you able to initiate and maintain positive social relationships? Do you have positive social relationships around you, right? Do you feel comfortable and confident speaking to a group of people, or to just one person, all right? So and are you able to also climb that social ladder as you desire? So that's our social dimension of mental health. And then the last dimension is our sense of meaning and purpose and connection to a higher power. Now, as it says, do you realize that you have meaning, that there's something specifically that only you can do in this world, and that it's up to you to do that? Do you realize that? And do you live a life in accordance with that knowing? Because if you're not, and you're just going through life, you're probably not feeling your best, because you've detached yourself from your spirit, who's come here to do something big and grand in this world. And that leads me to this sense of connectedness, having a sense of spirituality, to where it's not a religion. It's just, I know I'm here for a purpose. I know there's a higher power, and that higher power is guiding, protecting, and providing for me, so I don't have to worry, right? They say when people have a sense of connection to a higher power, it improves their mental well-being significantly. It helps them to overcome challenges, right? Because they know that things are working out, right? So those are the 4 dimensions of mental health. Now I'm going to add in another one, and that's your ability to manifest the things that you desire. Because if you're able to think about what you want, have a vision, and then make it happen, oh, that's definitely mentally well-being. All right. So now let's get into how we can support each of these dimensions. So for emotional, practice enjoyable activities, because doing those enjoyable activities helps you to practice elevated emotions, right? So schedule out things that are enjoyable and go do them. Even if you don't feel good, you don't feel like doing them, still go do them. The feelings will eventually get there. Take time to see a therapist, right? So you have to identify what are some core beliefs I'm holding on to that are negatively impacting my view of the world and myself. Work with a therapist or a life coach like myself to get through those things, to challenge those things, right? Because we all need support and accountability. It goes a long way. All right. Heal the trauma, right? Like I said, we all got trauma, either ours or trauma we inherited. Take some time out to heal that. Take some time to be still, to get in touch with yourself. Notice what's really going on underneath the surface, and then begin to be intentional about healing that, right? Track your moods, right? Eat healthy, exercise. All these things will help boost that mood for yourself, all right? And surround yourself with positive people. That also helps. All right, now let's go into cognitive. How can we support our cognitive functioning? Learning new things daily. When you're able to learn new things daily, you're building new neural networks, and that helps to keep your brain going, right? Because you know the saying, if you don't use it, you lose it, right? That's what happens to a lot of people after they retire. They stop being as active, and that's when we start to see that early Alzheimer's and dementia, because they're not really using their brain. They're just going through the day-to-day, not really challenging themselves. So learn new things daily. Read. Meditate. Meditation does wonders for everything, especially your cognitive functioning. Get adequate sleep, right? Sleep is a restorative process. We need that time to sleep. And also when we're sleeping, that's when we're encoding new information that we learned during the day. Exercise. Exercise releases endorphins, right? And endorphins actually boost our mood. But when it comes to our cognitive functioning, exercise releases a hormone called brain-derived neurotrophic factor. And this thing helps to create new connections. It makes your brain strong and alive, okay? Playing an instrument, that also challenges your mind in a great way. New experiences, right? So things that kind of get you out of that mundane, every day, but actually broaden your scope. Travel the world, meet new people, all right? Now let's talk about that social dimension. So what can we do to support our social well-being? I'm gonna say start with self-love first. You have to love yourself in order to even allow in the love and appreciation from other people. So start with self-love, right? I hosted a 25 days of self-love and I'm in the past, and I'm sure I'm gonna do another one soon, so be on the lookout for that. Set healthy boundaries with people, so that way when you are out there being social, you're not allowing people to run all over you. You set those healthy boundaries. If your immediate circle isn't supportive, then find a new one. And the best way to do that is to go on Eventbrite or Facebook events and look for events that are in things that you're interested in, because you're more likely to meet people who share those interests at those events, right? Another thing I'll say is do things that stimulate your throat chakra, which is your ability to communicate and express yourself, right? That could be singing, dancing, reading poetry. And the last thing I'll say is join a supportive social network. I'm an ambassador for SLICK, which is a personal and professional development network. And this is nothing but positive people wanting to positively impact the world. And it's like, hey, you got an event, let me show up, let me support you, let me promote it, right? Oh, you have a problem, let me help you solve it. Oh, you want to go to a healing event? Let's all heal together. That's the type of vibe we got at SLICK. And it mattered to my mental health. It was one of the things it was truly the thing that helped me get through grad school, was joining the SLICK network. So find some type of social network that allows you to flourish, that really supports your dreams, and they dream as big as you do, all right? And then lastly, the last dimension is meaning and purpose. So I would say take time for yourself. Get comfortable sitting in stillness, being alone, so that way you can see who you truly are, connect with your higher self, right? Connect with your intuition, right? Okay, so take time for self, meditate. If you want to pray, if you want to do affirmations, spend time in nature, observe the beauty, observe, abundance, observe the energy of love, observe the higher power, everything is created around us. Engage in things that really feed your spirit and not deplete it, right? And detoxify. We have to detoxify our bodies because our bodies are too heavy. We got plastics, we got metals, we got toxic energy, all these things, disease cells, like stuff that's been in there for years, has been accumulated over time. So you have to detox physically, like food detoxing, as well as detoxing from people, social media, all those things, right? And as you lighten that load, the light in you will become brighter and it will shine, and people will notice it like, dang, you are shining. Yes, and that's what we are. We are all light beings, and we're here to shine. We're here to be the light, right? And you are light, you are love, and you'll realize that more and more as you do this work, all right? So those are the 4 dimensions of mental health. And for the bonus, another dimension of mental health that I'm adding in there is your ability to manifest what you want and to do it rapidly and frequently, right? And I would dive a little bit deeper into that for those Patreon members. So if you aren't already a Patreon member, be sure to follow the link in the description and join ASAP, because we got a lot of good stuff going on in there. All right. So I'm Dr. Makeda Moore. Those are the dimensions of mental health and how you can support them. Be sure to like, share, and subscribe. Sending you all peace, love, and light. Till next time.